Welcome, animal lovers. We're here with Patty for our first T-shirts and tails. Patty, welcome.
Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I wish I could see you all, but I'm happy to know that you're here. I'm covered in cat hair, coming to you here from Pain Acres in the middle of the boonies. Welcome to Seattle Humane's T-shirts and tails, very first one. I'm Patty Payne, columnist for the Puget Sound Business Journal and founder of the Payne Group, Communicating and Connecting. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We're connecting each and every one of you with our wonderful Seattle Humane, the temporary, loving, and very safe home for thousands of four-legged fur babies that we love so much every single year. And on September 26th, I'm lucky enough to be the MC for the famous Tuxes and Tails event in person. So mark your calendar for that. Sorry, I'm just so covered in cat hair, touching my face, I know. But in the meantime, I'm excited to be Master of Ceremonies for the very first series in a virtual T-shirts and tails, the next one, June 13th, and I'll see you for that. The way we're going to do this very short program, we're going to rock back and forth between some sort of ridiculous polls that you'll have fun taking part in, hopefully, and some very touching videos that you'll enjoy. But as your Master of Ceremonies, I get to do some call-outs. So here we go. Gail Van Norman, are you out there? It's your birthday, and we love you, and we hope that this is your best trip ever around the sun, and we thank you for all that you do for Seattle Humane. You do so much, and we're very, very grateful. Shout out to Howard and Lynn Bihar, I see you out there, and the Billers, and there are the Paynes, John and Carrie Payne in Rancho Santa Fe, all the way in California. I have a lot of Paynes out there, and my daughters, Lee Keller and Jill Whitmore. And I guess I'll stop there because otherwise I just keep mentioning all of you. So to get things started, let's do our first poll. Multiple choice, here it comes, and here's the question. If you're on Facebook, you won't be able to see the question. So the question is, are you home with your pets right now? And so on Facebook, just fill it out in the comments and that will go right into the poll. And we'll do the results in just a little while. Are you home with a cat, multiples, dog, other kind of critter, reptile, bird, or are you waiting for a pet or another pet from Seattle Humane? Take that poll, be honest, have fun, and remember, don't be shy because nobody can see you. Nobody knows who it is that's answering. So just have fun with it, and we'll circle back for the results a little later. So to kick things off, I'm blessed to be able to introduce Tuxes and Tails co-chairs, John Westrup and Mary Snap. Welcome.
Hello, my name is John Winstrup. I'm the board chair of Seattle Humane and the co-chair for Tuxes and Tails 2020. I'm joined this evening by Mary Snap, who is also a co-chair of Tuxes and Tails in 2020. Hi, Mary.
Hey, John, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing well, and how are you?
I'm just fine too.
Excellent. Well, good to see you and your cat this evening. I'm going to put mine down for just a moment. We're gathering online tonight from home on a very special evening that would have been a celebration for Seattle Humane, our annual gala known as Tuxes and Tails. We usually spend this evening socializing with 800 guests and friends. And while we miss seeing all of you in person, we're now able to share the evening with many, many more of you, thanks to live streaming on Facebook and Zoom. So please say hello to us in the comments below. Let us know you're here and share a little bit about the pets that are with you this evening as we celebrate T-shirts and tails. Now, tonight's event is less about fundraising and more about coming together as a community of animal lovers. Usually, Tuxes and Tails is a celebration of philanthropy and giving, and we come together to raise funds so that staff, volunteers, and our community can work together to save pets. But if you, like me, have been staying at home with your pets, you've probably come to the realization that sometimes it's the pets who save the people.
That's right, John. Now, we hope tonight that you enjoy hearing the updates from Seattle Humane and the stories that we're going to share tonight. And rather than wait for September for the Tuxes and Tails, as you know it, we're going to be sharing some bite-sized segments over the course of the summer. And during this time of staying at home, as John says, it really is T-shirts and tails. Oh, I think that's enough. You've probably all been hearing the phrase, we're all in this together. And we also know that for some of us, the times are particularly difficult. We know that pets can be superheroes in terms of helping all of us manage stress. So if you or someone that you know is struggling with pet food or assistance for your pet, we want to extend a hand to help. Contact us at outreach@seattlehumane.org. And now, oops, one more coming. And now, she's back. From my home to yours, thank you for staying home and saving lives.
That was fun, and it was beautiful too. Having our pets at home with us is indeed a comfort. I'm home right now with my own gazillion pets, none of whom are cooperating. Angelina Jolie Angel is a Boston Terrier who was horribly abused and abandoned. She's been with me for almost 7 years. She is spoiled and happy and loving. She has 3 cats, 2 of them from Seattle Humane. That's Walter and Princess Pumpkin. You might see them soon. And we also have Mindy Lou, who came from Jeannie Nordstrom, a huge pet rescuer and supporter of Seattle Humane. So that brings us to our first poll results. Let's see what you said. Let's see. You said 59% of you are home with cats. 61% of you are home with dogs. A few of you are home with a reptile, a bird. Many of you are waiting for Tuxes and Tails to add a new family member. And 7 of you are home with what you call a critter. So I'm not sure exactly what that means, but bless you all for having all those wonderful pets. Especially in this time when COVID-19 has been just a test of our resilience and our adaptability. Seattle Humane has been amazing, just responding rapidly with innovation and process development in order to serve the animals in the community and the pet families as well. Shortly, we're going to be hearing more from staff and volunteers and maybe from some grateful community members as well. But before that stay-at-home order was officially issued here in the state of Washington, Seattle Humane knew that they would have to remove the animals from the shelter and get their beloved animals to safe foster homes. The response from staff and community was just incredible. Watch this.
Going into this, the Seattle Humane Foster Program was about 900 volunteers strong. At any given time, you may have less than 100 pets in foster, or up to 300 or 400 at certain times of the year, those times being kitten season. This was really a new challenge. So when the shelter first closed, we already knew that if we were going to be closed for a week, that would be a week where we weren't going to be doing adoptions. So we very quickly asked our foster parents if they were able to step up and take our pets out to fosters. So our foster parents were pretty ready to be able to step up and take on the animals, take them out to foster, and hold on to them for a little bit. The challenging part was that we really didn't know how long the pets would be out. So we were asking for a week, but we didn't know if it was going to be a lot longer. After the first week, we realized that we needed a lot more help. In one weekend, we got 300 new foster parents. We actually had to close applications so that we could just catch up with the new applicants, and make sure that we actually had some foster pets for them to take. We had a bunch of people that were ready to take home pets, but we found that we just didn't have the ability to be able to find them the right pet with the staffing we had. Thankfully, we had some tremendous adoption advisors step up to help make matches. Luckily, that's their job as it is, so they were able to use the skills they already have and really help find good matches for pets and foster parents. So one thing that's really exciting is that we've always kind of struggled with getting pets adopted from foster. It's always been easier for people to come into the shelter, see a pet they want to meet, and go and meet them, take them home. And it just has never been a really easy experience. And we haven't had a huge situation like this happen before, where we've really had to figure it out. This has been a great opportunity for us to see that we can get foster pets adopted from foster, and make sure that, and actually provide the adopter with all the information they need to have. I think the exciting part about our adoption by appointment process is that the processes we're making now are things that we can do when we reopen. So The pets that need to be adopted from foster care, maybe the shelter, no matter how hard we try, is not suitable for them. Our new processes we've created now will really be able to take us for years to come into getting pets adopted from our foster homes. How are people pivoting and learning and growing has really been exciting. So what may work for other groups doesn't always work for us, but we can make it ours, and that's what we're doing. We're making the experience of fostering and adopting a foster pet something that works for our fosters, for our foster pets, for our adopters, and for our staff. And that's been really exciting to be able to see the teams working together to make an experience that is positive for everybody.
Perfect. That's what we all want to do. Pivot and grow and make an experience that's perfect for everybody. When I first heard that the shelter was going to be emptied, I was very, very worried about all the animals. I didn't know what was going to happen. But I was relieved and I was overjoyed to learn of the incredible response from the community, because every single animal got placed almost like that. And that was almost 200 animals. So that's a lot. We have another video coming up in just a moment, but let's rock back to another quick, ridiculous poll. You know the drill now. If you're on Facebook, just fill it out in the comment section. But the poll says, what are you looking forward to most after sheltering in place? Is it getting your hair cut? Is it shopping in a store? Is it eating in a restaurant? Is it hugging somebody, a total stranger? Is it the end of Zoom meetings? Or is it going to Tuxes and Tails in September? Fill it out, still anonymous. Don't worry, just takes you a second. And don't think too hard. Have some fun about your answers, because we'll be seeing them. We won't know who did them, but we'll be seeing them in just a few minutes, and I'll share them. So while the shelter has remained closed to the public, Seattle Humane programs continue on. The staff is working hard to serve the community and try and reduce the number of animals that's in shelter at this time. It's a really difficult time, so they really want to keep the shelter empty. So let's turn our attention to this video about Seattle Humane's community outreach and the pet resource teams. Ordinarily, some 350 families depend on our pet food bank for food. That's a lot. But since COVID-19, you can imagine that number, it's just exploded. Here's what we're doing to meet the critical need. Please watch this one.
Seattle Humane's Lifesaver team, we are very, very, very busy during kitten season. What we're doing right now couldn't be more different than how things usually go. Transport of animals was deemed a not essential service for shelter operations. We're problem solvers. We see an issue, we go in, we want to fix it, we really commit ourselves to figuring out challenging situations and getting in the thick of it.
Hi, this is Sarah with Seattle Humane.
We are having weekly video calls with shelters from throughout Washington, and we've just been able to learn so much about what's happening across our state and really learn from each other and share resources.
You might be able to pull some animals, which is awesome.
Our team's really been focusing on providing as much thoughtful support that we can. A lot of folks are experiencing something profoundly stressful right now, and the idea of rehoming your pet seems sometimes like an outlet for that stress, one thing off of your plate. But really, when we were able to talk to folks and connect them to available resources like pet food or low-cost vet help or free vet help, almost everyone enthusiastically was supportive of that. So we've really been able to help keep a ton of animals in their homes.
Okay.
One of the services that we offer to the public, we couldn't close that, which is the pet food bank. If people can't have access to pet food for their pets, which is such a basic need, then they're absolutely not going to be able to keep them. About a month ago, we entered a partnership with Regional Animal Services of King County, Seattle Animal Shelter, Auburn Valley Humane Society, and Pasado Safe Haven to create a pet food network that is taking off. Anyone in our community can look at our website and put in their address and find a food bank or community center closest to them. for anyone that has a pet to be able to just give them what they need and not have to worry about it. Because we all really believe in the gift of like the human-animal bond.
Can I have another form real quick?
It's been really amazing to see how our organization has stepped up to support these programs. We have people from all other departments helping out. We wouldn't be able to meet that need if we didn't have folks from animal care, vet services, the lifesaver team, all coming together to help out. And so it just shows that something that we really care about throughout our entire organization. It's been really awesome.
It is awesome. And I've seen that food bank, and that whole work is just amazing. Seattle Humane staff has worked so hard and has shifted their work, as you can see, to support other programs as they grow and innovate to increase their support that is all throughout the community. It's really amazing. So first, before we see another video, let's just check back and see what you said to the poll that said, what are you looking forward to most after this is all closed up? This COVID is over. Let's see, most of you said you want to hug somebody, your parents, your grandparents, your grandkids, your friends. Almost 60% of you said that. Interesting that not 100%. Almost 30% want to get a haircut. Shopping in a store, 11%. 33% want to go back to eating in a restaurant. 17% want to get rid of the Zoom meetings. And 39% of you were kind enough to say you want to come to Tuxes and Tails. We want that percentage to go up if we can. Thank you for participating in that second poll. We have one more, but it's coming up. We love hearing from you. We love getting to know sort of what you're thinking in this first of our virtual events, which is just kind of fun and informal. And as I said, we're all covered in cat hair and just going with the flow. So Seattle Humane continues its life-saving work. And even though the doors are closed to the public, behind the scenes, the current crisis has spurred innovation and shown a path for increased impact and reach throughout the community. The processes that have grown out of this COVID-19 crisis are actually laying the groundwork for new programs, great programs, which can help Seattle Humane save more lives well into the future. Let's watch this video about how Seattle Humane's vet services has been busy growing its life-saving impact in this very challenging time.
To shift animals from campus to foster in case the crisis got worse or affected any of our staff. We began to mobilize very quickly to get all the animals off campus. That required a big shift in staffing in animal care as well as vet services to fill medications for animals to make sure they had everything they needed. And then we shifted so that we were providing essential services only, meaning that we weren't seeing every little lump and bump or sneeze.
Hi. You okay, baby?
But we were shifting to a telemedicine approach so that our vets and our staff were working with the foster parents via email, phone, and video in order to assess what was urgent and what actually needed to be seen on campus as an appointment.
There's always something new. I'm always impressed and surprised by new questions. So it's been interesting to kind of go through and answer the questions and kind of problem solve in this new way.
We've gotten a lot of really positive feedback about how appreciative they are about not having to come to the clinic and to the shelter. So I think an interesting takeaway is that we might be able to do more of this when COVID is resolved to help make life a little bit easier for our foster parents.
Hi. I know.
We've had some clients from the community contact us and say that they need help. In those cases, they've already been assessed by a veterinarian in the community. It was just the cost of care wasn't possible. We had a dog that was obstructed with stones in his bladder and his urethra. We've had a couple pyometra surgeries, which are infected uterus, and that's urgent and emergent. So those are the cases that we were able to help with and then return them back to their owner once the care was complete. They were very grateful. And we stayed busy and we felt really good about it because it's hard to sit back. You know, we're all helpers and doers, and it's very hard to stay apart from people and apart from animals and feel like, you know, your impact is not as great as it usually is. So everyone felt good. Fortunately, we're really into PPE here at the shelter, so we have a ton of reusable gowns that we wear at all times to keep our pets safe. So we use those when we need to, interact with someone in the public. We still have some exam gloves, and we have a team of volunteers and staff sewing masks. I have one of mine right here for those times that we can't be socially distant. So we're just utilizing those, and we know that if we need to go back into a surgery, we can use those and wash them and stay safe. It's just nice to see people pitching in new ways. I think that's one of the things that's been so exciting about this whole process. I mean, if anything good can come of a crisis, we're all thinking about new ways to stay busy and help our community and our pets and, just like push the boundaries. This is the time to be innovative and brave.
I just love that veterinary team. And I know that the trauma room where all the animals go through is named after the late Pepper Payne, the Pappy Poo. And so this team of veterinarians is just very close to my heart. And I can't wait to see what they do in the future and how they morph moving forward to make things even better. How incredible it is to save pets in the community whenever they can and allow them to stay in the comfort and security of their own homes. Nothing is better. Now, I know we're all excited to hear about what has happened to all those animals in foster, but first, another poll. This one is really the weird one, I think. I want to make sure that you're still paying attention because this is really important stuff. The question is, what are you wearing right now? Your choices. On Facebook, I know you're going to go off the choices, so be careful. We still can't see you. Everything is anonymous, but what are you wearing right now? The outfit you would have worn to Tuxes and Tails. A t-shirt, is it t-shirts and tails, right? None of your business. Blinking cat ears like I have. A tiara, and maybe your birthday suit. Pick one or make up your own. And I can't wait to come back to the results and see what that is. Finally, Seattle Humane continues on its mission to complete families through new adoptions. It took weeks of planning and preparedness, but they are moving forward in a new way that protects the community's health while helping provide a positive outcome for the animals in our care. The adoption team put together this fun compilation video. It's very cool of our new curbside adoption. I call it kind of a doggy takeout or kitty to go. They're educating adopters on the new process. It's working actually, because they've successfully done hundreds of adoptions in just a short amount of time. I'm so proud of them. So take a look now at this unique idea.
In the wake of COVID-19, animal adoptions were temporarily put on hold while we reassessed our policies to prioritize public health and safety. This left nearly 200 animals in foster with no clear pathway to an adoption outcome. Taking direction from public health officials and talking with other shelters, we created a new curbside adoption procedure which eliminated person-to-person contact from the process. Electronic adoption applications are time-stamped and reviewed in the order received, and followed by an adoption advising. If the adopter wishes to move forward, all records on the animal are sent to them electronically, along with a tutorial video we created explaining the step-by-step process for animals leaving the shelter in a carrier or on a leash. We had a lot of fun making this video. We found holding on to our sense of humor is important these days.
This one doesn't have it.
And we have been successful in safely resuming adoptions of pets and fulfilling our mission to complete families.
Cut! Is he wearing glasses? Can I talk to you over here? You're being a...
We look forward to making more fun videos as we continue this great work.
My character can basically go anywhere. She's strong, independent woman who don't need no man. I feel like, and next time maybe she'll be the manager. So, only up from here.
The adoptions team is crazy. They're hilarious. And I'm glad to see that they're able to keep their sense of humor. And I hope that you are throughout all this as well. Okay, we'll probably have some humor now because we're going to go look at the next poll results. This is the last poll. Most of you said, a t-shirt. Okay, well, that's fine. T-shirts and tails. 11% of you are wearing a tiara. Almost 20% of you have nothing on. 5% of you are wearing cat ears. 7% said it was none of my business, and almost none of you are wearing that fancy outfit that we would have worn to Tuxes and Tails. Is that true? Most of you are, okay. Put your robes on. I thank you for playing. That was fun. And now let's hear from our co-chairs one last time before I come back with a very personal message for each one of you.
I hope you've been both entertained and inspired by the commitment of our community to animals this evening. We thank you so much for joining us tonight.
And we look forward to sharing more about the life-saving work of the Seattle Humane in the coming months. And thank you for the many ways that you work and support the animals. And now let's go back to Patty for a final message.
I first want to thank Seattle Humane's wonderful staff, crew for doing all of this. It was amazing to me how they put this all together, because this is not their job. So Adrian and Sammy and Brian and Bryn and everybody that I'm forgetting, I'm sorry, but thank you so much for doing all this. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you in person at Tuxes and Tails in September on the 26th. There will be a lot more wonderful stories. There'll be great food, there'll be drink, we'll be with each other, we'll be having fun, and there'll be some great outfits to look at too. And exciting packages, and there'll be pets up for adoption, which is the most important thing, because that's what this is all about. In the meantime, stay safe. Save the date for our next T-shirts and Tails event, which is June 13th. Please mark your calendars for that, because I want you all to be there. And if you're moved to donate now, please do so by clicking on tuxesandtails.org. tuxesandtails.org. If you haven't bought tickets for Tuxes and Tails, click on tuxesandtails.org, and you can do that too, and have your fun friends do that as well. We want to make as many happy fur baby families as we can. Thank you for joining me this evening. I love all of you because you love our wonderful fur babies and you care about them. I'm Patty Payne for Seattle Humane, saying thank you for joining us for T-shirts and Tails, and good night, and mwah!